But I think it's important when you're packing the cards that you want to bring to the show, that you understand, or that you take a little bit of time to understand what it is that you're bringing and what you want to do with it. So if you, a good rule of thumb, just kind of from a dealer perspective, is that if you pull out a box of cards, like if it's a full Zion case or just like a Beckett box or whatever, you show those cards to a dealer, there's a chance the dealer is going to buy some dealer is going to want to buy every single one of them. And they're going to ask you for a price on every single one of them. So if those are like, if they're personal collection cards that you just brought to show off to, with friends and hang out, and you don't really want to move them, just make sure that you kind of recognize that ahead of time, and you maybe just put those in like another box, or you just isolate those, and just something to basically where you're not in the heat of the moment trying to make a deal with either a dealer or an attendee, and they're pulling out PC cards and non-PC cards, and you don't know really what to do, or you're starting to get flustered. I think just that lead time before the show of spending time with the cards that you're going to bring to make sure that, okay, this is my, maybe like the first tier of cards that I want to move. This is my real trade bait type stuff. And then maybe like a second box or a second row in the case is, I'd move these if the numbers made sense. And then like just another box that you don't even show unless it's to like your friends or whatever is just, the true personal collection stuff. So I would say that we're all going to bring cards. Just spend some time and make sure that you understand like what it is that you want to accomplish with those cards and why you're bringing them. And that way you won't get yourself in a bind when you're at the show, because everything moves so fast at the show. Like you just start showing cards to people, and before you know it, your entire case is spread out all over a table. So you just need to know what you've got and what you want to do with it ahead of time, and it'll help save you just kind of some of the mental gymnastics that you might put yourself through if you're starting to get flustered or whatever with potentially trading away or moving stuff that you don't necessarily want to move.
I think last year, Ryan, you made the suggestion that I used, and it really helped me, is if you can put, asking prices, even if you're walking the floor, right? If you're not a dealer, putting asking prices on your cards. I know that was, for me, kids and everything else swirling around in my head. I can't remember. If I have two cards in my bag, I can't remember what I'm asking for them. So that was really helpful to me. But, so along the card lines, I think that having your PC cards and your, tradable cards or sellable cards in separate areas or boxes, that was also really helpful for me last year, because it's really easy to just pull out. Here's the box you can look through and pull whatever you want. And here's the price that I'm asking, and then we can negotiate from there. Along the card lines, Ryan, what other stuff do we need to make sure that we have in our backpack or our sign cases for the cards and the deals that we might be making or looking to make?
Yeah, I was gonna say Justin's point is like, again, like you said, low hanging fruit. It's just so true, right? Again, that's how I just know that like they're experts. Is like, get your PC box, your trade box. Keep the PC box in the bottom of the bag, keep it in the hotel. Because again, if you've been to this show before, like Justin said, like somebody might want that card more than you do. So if you bring it to the National and you show it to somebody, the assumption should be you're not going home with it, right? Somebody's going to want it more. You're going to be trade nights every night, the show for 8 to 10 hours a day. So it's absolute mayhem. I think the pricing thing is one I would continue to say though, like, somebody mentioned earlier, I saw Frank mentioned it in the chat that, he went there, the AC Wi-Fi is terrible. If you have to look up every single card that you have, but you don't have any Wi-Fi, a deal is going to stall because you're not able to price your cards. You have no idea, right? So I've been posting on Instagram for a few weeks now. We were about 75 days out. I said, if you spend 30 minutes every single day preparing for the National, every day, 30 minutes, right? Selling cards, looking up cards, organizing your box, ordering comfortable shoes, getting booked, like whatever, maybe 30 minutes every day, you'll be more prepared when the National comes around, right? You'll thank yourself for that little 30 minutes every day. And I think one of the most important things you can do is have comps, have prices for where you're going to want to start on that stuff, especially if you're not setting up. Just because, again, the opportunity is going to come to make a deal, and you're going to, it's going to stall. You're going to have to guess, and it could cost you because the Wi-Fi may or may not be super reliable.
So one of the things that I'm thinking, Sue's, from setting up from the corporate perspective, I remember last year, after it was too late, I noticed that there were people getting stuff, giveaways at corporate booths and stuff like that. So what's like, do we need to make sure we have space in our bag, or what's something that we should bring from a giveaway perspective, whether it's card or otherwise related?
That was actually going to be my suggestion, where everybody's talking about like what they're bringing. I want you to make sure you actually have room to bring stuff home, because I think I made that think, like, not in Baltimore because I could drive to Baltimore, but I might have made that mistake in like Chicago or Cleveland, where I'm like, I don't have enough space in my luggage to bring all of this stuff home. So if you're like going there and you're going to the corporate booths and picking up swag and getting boxes of cards so you can redeem them at Panini and Topps, or just buying stuff to break for yourself, you're going to end up with more stuff than you came with.